Video number 2 in the demonstration NVivo video series looks at exploring your data through using annotations and memos. It sits alongside the Getting Started online course and the page on annotations and memos. Okay, so we're continuing to work with the Careerscapes project data, and I've already opened up Sally's interview. Annotations are when we want to make notes as we're reading through the interview. So, for instance, if I read through here and Sally says, because, you know, I've been over 25 years actually, because I was at a different university beforehand. Like nearly 30 years an academic, so I couldn't show it all. Couldn't show everything on the map. So I might make a new annotation there. A long career in academia. So I'm making notes. And that's highlighted now and linked then with the note here. So annotations are the notes that you would make on the interview as you read through. Now, sometimes people ask me, why do I want to annotate in NVivo? Because I could do that as on a hard copy. I could do that within Word. Absolutely, yes. There's no need to annotate within NVivo, but you might want to do so because you might want to keep your whole project together in one place. Okay. So this stage won't be quicker for you because you're using NVivo, because it's that very important stage of the research and working through the data. Your goal, once you've collected your data, is to become immersed in your data set, to really understand and really know your interviews very well. So it doesn't have to be done in NVivo, but it might as well be done in NVivo. I definitely encourage you, if you've got the option, to also continue to listen to the audio, because that way you won't be losing some of the nuance in the voice and perhaps intention. So listening to the audio alongside actually working and making notes to help you understand and become immersed in that data is really important. And it's going to be an important part of analysis, whatever kind of qualitative data analysis you want to do. So whether that's thematic analysis, qualitative content analysis, narrative, discourse analysis of one kind or another, you're going to need to get to understand and become immersed in your data. So you need to do that. NVivo doesn't speed that up and make it quicker for you, but it does help you to keep your notes tidy. And for some people, that's all you'd be using NVivo for. However, it will do much, much more. And we'll see that as we go through the demonstration series. Now I can export that document. The name, the description, the annotation. I can give it paragraph numbers and open on export. Okay, but I'm going to just produce one I've done earlier, because on this version I've made quite a lot of annotations. So everything that's highlighted blue is an annotation, and that's linked now with a paragraph number. So this can be quite a neat way of sharing the data. And then as I go through the interview, at the very end, we get a list of annotations. Okay, so again, it's just my notes, and NVivo has not made those thoughts. I made those thoughts by reading and engaging with that interview transcript. So this initial explanation of the data is really important. So I definitely encourage everyone to spend time doing this before you really progress to other stages. Now, the other thing that can be useful to do, let's go stick with Sally there, is to link to a memo. So I'm going to link to a new memo, and I'm going to call it Sally Memo. Document is now linked to Sally here. And I'm just going to make some notes. So Sally's my thoughts on the interview as a whole. So this can take the place of your research journal. Okay, so having conducted the interview, having read the transcripts again and again, you start to get an overall impression, and you can put your overall impressive, your notes about the interview here, and that will be stored then for you to find later under notes in memos. And here we have Sally memo here. And in this case, we've linked it to Sally's interview. So we're saying this is an important stage. It's a time-consuming stage, but important to you to get a feel. And what kind of notes will you make? That really depends on your research questions, what kind of questions you're interested in answering. If you're using a theoretical framework, for instance, you might want to draw on that and draw on some of those concepts as you go through. But by and large, in the early stages, you're just recording your first impressions, your response to the text. What does it mean for you? So this was the annotations and memos demonstration.